Maya, a spunky 10-year-old with boundless curiosity, lived in a grand old house with her parents. It wasn't just any house, it was a maze of rooms, each with its own story to tell. The living room was a haven of plush armchairs and a crackling fireplace, perfect for cozy evenings with her favorite book. The kitchen, with its gleaming countertops and the ever-present scent of freshly baked cookies, was Maya's playground whenever her mom was whipping up something delicious. The dining room, with its grand table and beautiful chairs, felt like a place for fancy occasions, which, to Maya's disappointment, weren't very frequent. But the most intriguing rooms were the ones that held a sense of mystery. The bedroom at the end of the hallway, always kept locked, was rumored to be a guest room that had been untouched for years. Maya peeked through the keyhole once, catching a glimpse of dusty furniture and faded floral wallpaper. Who had lived there? Why was it locked away? Then there was the wine cellar, hidden behind a heavy oak door in the corner of the living room. It whispered of forgotten treasures. Maya imagined rows of shimmering bottles filled with magical elixirs, just like in her fairy tales. Her dad, however, strictly forbade her from going near it, with a cryptic warning about treasures best left undisturbed. One rainy afternoon, while her parents were out, boredom gnawed at Maya. She'd built every fort imaginable, read all her favorite books twice, and even practiced her secret handshake 100 times. Finally, an idea sparked in her mind, as mischievous as a lightning bolt. It was time to explore the forbidden rooms. First, she tackled the locked bedroom, armed with a bobby pin she'd found in her mom's sewing kit. She managed to pick the lock. Stepping inside, the air hung heavy with dust and time. The room was indeed a time capsule, frozen in the past. A faded portrait of a beautiful woman with kind eyes hung above the bed. Maya wondered who she was, this forgotten guest. Finding a dusty diary tucked under a pillow, she tucked it under her arm, her heart pounding with excitement. Next came the wine cellar. The heavy oak door resisted her initial push, but with a determined grunt, it creaked open. Unlike the magical scene she'd envisioned, the cellar was cool and damp, filled with rows of dusty bottles. Disappointment engulfed her. But then she spotted it, a single, glowing bottle nestled in a forgotten corner. It pulsed with a faint, blue light, unlike anything she'd ever seen. Overcome with curiosity, she reached out to touch it. Suddenly, the cellar door slammed shut, plunging the room into darkness. Panic surged through Maya. She fumbled around blindly until her hand brushed against the cold, damp stone wall. Trapped, tears welled up in her eyes, but she quickly blinked them back. She wouldn't give in to fear. Taking a deep breath, she remembered her dad's lessons. Stay calm and find a way out. Remembering the dim light from the glowing bottle, she felt around for it. Luckily, it was still within reach. As she held it tight, the faint blue light grew brighter, illuminating the cellar enough for her to see. Following a faint glow emanating from a crack in the wall, she discovered a hidden passage. Crawling through, she found herself back in the familiar haven of the living room, the glowing bottle clutched in her hand. Later that day, when her parents returned, Maya confessed her adventures. Though initially shocked and concerned, they listened patiently to her tale. Her dad, impressed by her resourcefulness in escaping the cellar, revealed the truth. The glowing bottle, he explained, wasn't magic, but a bioluminescent plant that thrived in darkness. The locked room belonged to his late aunt, a kind woman who loved exploring faraway lands. While Maya was reprimanded for going into forbidden areas, her curiosity had opened a family history book they'd never looked at before. Her dad promised to show her his aunt's diary, filled with stories of her adventures, and to help her research bioluminescent plants. The grand old house, with its secrets revealed, was no longer just a collection of rooms. It was a portal to stories, adventures, and the bond between families. Maya, now with newfound carefulness for boundaries, but a heart still full of curiosity, knew this was just the beginning of her own explorations within the walls of her home.